So there was one show, we didn't go to it, but it was all over the advertising.
Oh, the Star Wars one.
The Empire Strips Back. Yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the No Sauce Podcast. You can see it's just John and I tonight. Danny is in, I don't even remember where he said he was at, but it has very poor service. He may join us in a little bit if he get his Wi-Fi at the hotel working wherever he is. So we'll see, but it is just John and I for right now. I'm a little under the weather, but I'm going to send a video clip to our buddy Rob to show him that I can talk once again a little bit. Because
I heard your guys' trip this last week and got a little rough and rowdy.
Oh my goodness! So Robert and I took a trip. We took a little guys' weekend getaway, and we were in the car. We were in the truck a lot, but drove to Mesquite on a Wednesday night. Stayed in Mesquite, played some bingo. Didn't win a thing, which sucks because there was only like 10 people in the room, so that was bad at the Virgin River there. Got up in the morning, drove to Riverside, California. I don't like California. I mean, I do like California. The weather was fantastic. It was like 90 degrees when we got there. The hotel was nice. One of the coaches put us up for the night so we could cover the game that Thursday night at California Baptist. Went to a nice restaurant called Heroes, and it was as you can see, I'm still under the weather a little bit.
Heroes is in like superheroes, or heroes in like
no,
like the
I can't remember what it was called. It was something Heroes. Like I want to look it up here, but anyways, back to this trip. It was called Riverside Heroes Restaurant and Brewery. It was really good. So anyways, we had a good lunch. We rested for a little bit, went to the game, enjoyed the game, even though it was ugly. Went to dinner at a Mexican restaurant. We stayed there about an hour after they closed because we didn't realize they closed at 10. So, they served us our food. They were really nice. We gave them a nice tip and everything. So they were happy. But anyways, we drove back to Vegas on Friday morning. We stopped at this diner. I think, what is it called? It's called Peggy Sue's 50s Diner right outside of Barstow. And we both had the country fried steak and eggs. This had like 4 different dining rooms, and it's all decorated in 50s themed stuff. So, you have, I think the Blues Brothers were there. It was just crazy. Even the store that they had, like, it was awesome. Like, it's just in the middle of nowhere, right by a U.S. Marine base type deal or annex, and it's on the Calico Ghost Town exit. So if you're ever driving down I-15 to Southern California, Peggy Sue's 50s Diner, we highly recommend it.
I'm looking at it. It looks like it'd be one of those places that would be amazing.
It is
sketchy looking, but like
it was packed too. Like, it wasn't like one of these where there's like 5 or 10. All the dining rooms were packed and people were constantly flowing in. Yeah, it was awesome. I had a strawberry shake at the end of it too. Fantastic. Robert had a waffle cone with a couple, I can't remember what the pralines and cream or something like that. Ice cream scoops. Yeah, very good. So,
hold on, he ate a cone at the table?
No,
when
we left when we were on our way out. I ordered a milkshake to go. He went and got in their little shop. They have the scoops. The ice cream. Yeah, he got one of those. So
I'm willing to bet that if you stayed there and ate it, like, you would have had like your normal glass with the shake and then like the extra metal cup.
I don't know, because it's separate. Like, where you get your ice cream is separate than the dining room. So the ice cream is in like their little shop, like their souvenir shop.
Okay.
So it was really cool. It was awesome. So highly recommend it. Like, we saw it driving down to Riverside, and we're like, we're gonna stop there on our way back for breakfast. And it was fantastic. Really good. So anyways, we drive back to Vegas. We stayed at the Rio, not too bad. It was the taller tower, which isn't the one that's been renovated, so it's still a little bit old.
A little old
Uh,
and jankety. Yeah.
yeah, it's really weird walking in from the parking lot because it was like dead, because it's in this masquerade tower, but it was dead. And we had to walk a ways to get the key where it was a little bit more lively, but really weird vibe at the Rio Hotel. Just like it's off the strip. I think COVID really hit it hard with
Yeah,
getting it to
right.
come back and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was closed down. They sent all their people from there over to like Bali's and all
Yeah,
those other places that
yeah,
are
and
like sister hotels.
it hasn't come back. So,
Yeah.
um,
Aren't they turning it down in general?
but no, I
Aren't
don't think so. I think
Was
it's
that
still
not
busy
part of
enough
like
that it's still busy enough that they could keep it open. That's the thing.
yeah, I thought it was part of like they were gonna tear the part of it down or something like that for the baseball stadium they wanted to put in.
Maybe back in yeah, I don't think so because that was over. They did that with the Tropicana.
Mm.
So yeah, but anyways, so there was one show we didn't go to it, but it was all over the advertising.
Oh, the Star Wars one.
The Empire Strips Back. Yes, you could see some of the characters were walking around the casino at times too. Like it was, yeah, and I didn't realize where you go in and out from the parking garage. The studio's right there inside the doors. And it's like, what in the world? And so that was interesting. And then they had this little Kiss shop too down below that. It's like an arcade. It's all Kiss themed. That was kind of cool. But yeah, we ended up going and meeting one of my buddies who he runs the Volunteers at the Western Athletic Conference basketball tournament. He lives in Vegas. He and his fiance Jen, they live over in Henderson, and he asked us to meet them over at the Green Valley Casino Resort, whatever that's over there in Henderson.
Yeah, yeah.
And we were gonna have dinner, right? There was 3 restaurants. There was a pizza restaurant, there's a Mexican restaurant, and there was the oyster bar. And
Yeah.
both the Mexican and the pizza restaurants were back for like an hour. And so we go to this oyster bar, which was really cool, just something different, right? And I had some gumbo with shrimp and some lobster, and I can't remember the other thing. It was hot, like temperature wise, it was hot. I didn't get the spicy kind. I'm a wuss.
Ugh.
Beat me up for it. I don't like spicy food. So I went with mellow type, right? And I take a bite and it gets stuck in my throat. And it was so hot temperature wise that I think it burned my throat, and just really screwed. I started
The
coughing.
oyster was that hot?
No, like the I think it was a piece of sausage because it was a soup. It was like a gumbo soup.
Oh, got it.
Okay? So it's
Okay.
super hot. And I take a bite of this sausage and it just gets stuck just long enough to like burn my throat a little bit. I couldn't talk after that. Like my voice was gone. Like Saturday when we woke up, I could barely talk. We went and played 9 holes at Sun River with Spencer McLaughlin, who is the SU Southern Utah broadcaster. I could barely talk. And it got progressively worse through the day. We went to Pica Rica barbecue in St. George. So good. Highly recommend that place too. We went there for lunch. Then we went to the Utah Tech women's game against Southern Utah at Burns Arena. That was an afternoon game. I couldn't talk. Like I'm sitting 2 seats away from Robert because there was plenty of seats to sit, and I couldn't talk to him. I had to text him because my throat was like on fire, like it is right now.
That's crazy.
So we get done with that. We drive up to Cedar, check in our hotel, and then we go over to Southern Utah, and where we sat was right next to Utah Tech's radio guy, Rod Zundel. So you may have saw the picture that I took of him, at the game on Facebook where he spilled his
top, right?
Yeah, he spilled his Mountain Dew all over his game notes. And then he takes the game notes to get it off and dumps it over the front of the table onto the seats that were in front of us. And not even 10 minutes later, some people come to sit on that row and they sit down and then they feel like it's wet.
What the?
And then they look back, they're like, why is this so wet and sticky? they're looking around, and Rod's on the radio for the Utah Tech man because the game's going, and he can't tell him, yeah, you don't want to sit there or anything else. And he looks at me as we're watching this. He's just like, he's laughing because he's like, I want to tell him, like, I can't. And so they ended up finally moving to a different spot, so they didn't sit there in the Mountain Dew the whole game. But that was hilarious. But I couldn't talk. Like, he wanted to have me on his radio show after the game, and I couldn't get on because I couldn't talk. Then
Lame excuse.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is. I mean, I was sucking down cough drops the whole time, trying to like clear it up, drinking water, everything. And after the game, Southern Utah, a buddy of mine that's one of the coaches there, he invites me over to one of their coaches' houses where they're all meeting up to hang out, talk about the game, whatever. After, I'm like, do I want to go? I can barely talk. I can't, and does Rob want to go? Blah, and we go into the coach's office and like, are you coming? Are you coming? So it's like we're pressured into coming.
Yeah.
And we go, and I'm sitting at the end of the table, and the coach's house that was at, he's like, do you need a cough drop? I was like, probably, yeah, I could use some. So I'm sucking down water, and I'm just dipping in cough drops the whole time, talking to the head coach of Southern Utah. And I'm like, that's what I sounded like the whole time, trying to talk back and forth.
What else is new? Isn't that your normal voice?
Bad. So bad. And, then we go to Applebee's, for date night, good time. But then we drove home Sunday, and I hung out at home Sunday. I didn't have to talk much. Finally got some rest, and I finally can talk a little bit more where you can understand me right now, but you can still hear the scratching in my throat.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you're going 11 and a half minutes strong with.
I know. I feel a little bit better. It's still a little scratchy. It's still a little dry. So hopefully a couple more days with some cough drops or some water. And, I can't remember who the actor is that I sound like right now.
You sound like Robert Kennedy.
Is that who I sound like?
Yeah. Our, what is he over? Secretary of Health and
Secretary of Health, I think is what he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It's awful.
Dude, I finally turned on this BYU game. Can I just tell you, I don't know what the heck is going on. Like I think
outside of AJ, I think the rest of them are giving up because it's just not the same squad that it was before Richie got hurt. And
I'm just watching the gameplay, and our bigs must be in foul trouble. Again, I'm just turning into the game. They don't
have any bigs. They have one, and if he gets into foul trouble, they don't have anybody else behind him.
But right now they have AJ guarding their center.
That's what I'm saying, though. They don't have another big. They do not have another big. They are so not deep in the paint at all.
Yeah.
So it's a huge issue for them this year. If Kaba Keita gets into foul trouble, they don't have anything else to throw out there.
Well, what about what's his name that we got from the G League? I don't remember his name.
Dude, he's awful. Some of these guys are terrible.
I know, but they're a better big body down low than AJ.
It maybe, but they need offense too. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. It's awful watching this. Like I've only been tuned in for 5 minutes, and we've already had, I think, 6 turnovers, something like that in the 4 or 5 minutes I've been watching. It's bad.
It's crazy. It's. Yeah, I feel like they've given up on the season. They're down 22 right now to Cincinnati, who isn't good. But
so, what do you think about AJ? I was watching an interview he did with, I think it was Deseret News, a day or two ago or something like that, and they were just asking him, like, hey, what's your plans and stuff, and he I don't see any reason why he sticks around, but at the same time, he was like, yeah, my mom wants me to get my degree. He's like, I haven't really made a decision yet, and based on how things have gone thus far, he might throw everybody for a loop and stay at BYU next year, especially if they've got a little more firepower coming in.
It might be interesting because, I mean, he's the number 2 pick, and I think he wants to be the number 1 pick, right? I mean, he would pass up millions of dollars if he's the number 2 pick coming back. But then again, he's getting paid good money to be at BYU, so it's like, man, you have a bad season, like a season that looked really good to start and through, the middle of January, and now it's kind of changed for the
Yeah.
worse. If you if you come back and you get some guys in there that you get more depth. Here's the
Mhm.
problem for me with BYU. Some of those guys like Rob Wright and AJ and a few others, we don't know the exact number, but they're getting paid a lot.
Yeah.
So does BYU have money to fill out the rest of their roster by
Yeah.
spending so much on a few guys?
I think it'll be interesting to see what the return on investment is from those guys this year. Like certainly, like us not being I mean, if we continue this trend, we won't even make the tournament, which is sad. Because a week and a half ago, even after having already lost Richie Saunders, we were still, I think, projected as like a sixth seed in the tournament. But now, a loss to Cincinnati tonight, lost to UCF. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting if
Yeah.
we even make the field. And if we do make the field, if we could win a couple games, maybe at least get to Sweet 16, maybe you have some
I think they'll win. I
boosters
think
that
they'll
are
get into the NCAA tournament. I don't think I think they're in because of who they beat so far this year. The problem is you keep having these horrible losses, like the UCF loss, terrible. Tonight's loss,
yeah,
losing by 20 to
yeah,
Cincinnati. I mean, I know it's on the road, but like those are bad losses. So
yeah,
there may be some tension, in Provo, some pressure, but I mean, I just the thing
y
is you can get all the 5 stars that you want, but if you don't have any depth, which we've seen it this year, yeah, the injuries have hit them.
yeah,
They just don't have any depth, especially in the paint. If they had depth in the paint, they
would be
would
it.
be fine with all the injuries that have happened because it's happened on the guard line. So,
Yeah. Well, it allows for more space for everybody
yeah,
else, right? And like the reason why we lost the other night was I think we gave up 18 offensive rebounds to
right.
UCF. Like that's plainly ridiculous. So
Yeah,
I don't know. Probably gonna lose, but then again, BYU is a great like second half of the second half team. You
yeah,
never know.
I
Like,
know. But they can't do that. Like they're in too good of a league to say, "Oh, we can play from behind because we know we're better
yeah,
in the last 10 minutes." You
yeah.
can't do that now like you could in the non-conference
Well, I
because
mean, even
yeah,
at the beginning of this, even some of those big games that we had, like against what Kansas, Arizona, UConn. I mean, it looked like a blowout, and then like again, the last 10 minutes of the game, all of a sudden something started to click, and we came
yeah,
back. And those don't look like as bad of losses, but having watched a lot of them, like we weren't in those games, and
yeah,
these were not in this game. Like I don't know. I don't know. This is like the complete opposite of like the eye test, where hey, we don't look as bad because, we're only losing by a few points, but if you watch the full game, like it's not,
yeah.
you know.
Well, I mean, we could talk about the other team that's in Utah County right now that I don't even know if they're going to be able to play in their conference tournament in next week. So that's
Yeah,
another
love
story in and of itself. But wow,
love love the legal struggles there, man. Like,
yeah, I
yeah,
don't even know what to say about it. Like a lot of people are saying the Utah Valley is going to be at the WAC tournament. This that thing is that judge. I don't know when her ruling is supposed to come out on this injunction. She said in the hearing on Friday that she doesn't really want to put one out until the temporary restraining orders up, which is Tuesday, a week from today, which is a day before the WAC tournament starts. So it's like, what are we doing? Like, I don't know. I
yeah,
don't know. I'm not getting paid the big bucks. I'm not the attorney. I'm not the administrators at UVU. I just, if you don't pay this or you don't get your teams to the tournament, you're going to be paying a whole heck of a lot more than $1 million with the lawsuits that'll come and the
mhm,
damages that you've cost these players, these student athletes, than you will if you would have just paid the exit fee and said, be done with it. We're leaving the WAC anyways. Doesn't hurt us. We're moving on. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
yeah, it's bad, dude. I'm turning this game off. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
What was the other topic? You had another topic you want to talk about.
Well, I mean, I know you're not a huge hockey guy, but just it's been a fun few weeks watching Olympic hockey, and we're not going to get into all the m- men's versus women's and Trump and this and all that. I just proud proud to have watched both those games and seen both those teams come out with the gold. Go USA.
Comment
Um,
below how happy you are that
well,
both the United States teams won the gold medal over
first
Canada.
first comment below, like, did you wake up and actually watch it in real
Nope, I
time?
didn't. I will admit that I didn't.
Okay, yeah, like it was an early start. Yet in the US, we still had 20 million people watching that.
Yeah.
Okay, like that's huge. Imagine if that was prime time. Like
I mean,
it'll.
46 years to the day the miracle happened.
Hmm. Yeah, that was great to see. And you just talk about the roller coaster ride that Jack Hughes went during that game. Like he takes that high sticking penalty that that ends up you know really I think it was a turning point in the game. Then he or was it before that he took the holding or hooking penalty, and you're just like, dude, this guy's gonna cost us the game. And then yeah, he takes that high stick, and the coach is just like, he's gonna get back out there and he's gonna do something. Just watch. And
Yeah.
sure enough, he gets out there and puts it in goal. I mean, just to think about like I don't know, there's a nostalgia piece of it. Like you're playing for your country. I think all of us grew up, you know, in the streets, shooting hoops and pretending we were the dream team. And that, oh, I'm MJ and Malone, all them, right? And I was kind of making fun of Mike Tirico there at the end, like as he was talking, and he was just saying, I'm like, yeah, yeah, duh, duh, duh. And then all of a sudden he gets into this discussion about like you know, him and the 1980 Olympic team and how that was nostalgic and how tons of kids, grew up wanting to play hockey because of those guys and how those guys inspired a generation and how he related this to like, to the kids and people now. And I'm like, you know what? That was I don't know. It was just like perfect, perfect what he shared. And like I see it in my kids. Like, I don't know, what 20 minutes before we jumped on, I was downstairs playing hockey with my kid. We got one of those small little nets with like the little Nerf balls and hockey sticks, and I don't know, it was just fun and like you know we were watching the game earlier. Even my 8-year-old, was sitting there at the table, and all of a sudden she saw Logan Cooley, who's her favorite player, and she runs, jumps down from the table, runs over, Dad, Dad, it's Cooley, it's Cooley, it's Cooley.
Huh.
Like,
Nice.
it's fun seeing my kid, like all of my kids, taking interest in something. And, for me, sports was always a big thing growing up, and getting to share something that they all enjoy and like, dude, it's been killer. So from the Olympics to now, the Mammoth are in a position to make the playoffs in their second year. Pretty huge, and I'm interested to see what's going to happen this week with the trade deadline looming. Utah is expected to be a high buyer with respect to trying to bring in that key person or two to help us make the run for the playoffs. And I don't know, I'm anxious to see what happens this week. I think we're gonna drop a lot of money. We've got a lot of young talent that's that's out there that long term we don't necessarily want to get rid of a lot of that, but we're just right there. And if we don't make the playoffs this year, that'll be just a big, pardon the expression, kick in the nuts.
Uh,
So,
yeah.
um,
I mean, it's good to see that they'll be buyers and they're not tanking like the Utah Jazz, which is owned by the same guy. So
which
it's
is
very interesting.
hilarious, because you look at the fan base though. I can't remember which commenter in their game the other night was talking about. He's like, man, look at this crowd. Like, I think it was one of the Denver Nugget, or yeah, one of the Denver Nugget color commentators, and he's like, you couldn't tell me that this team only has 18 wins on the season, and the fans are still there,
Yeah.
filling it out, excited, cheering on their team, and like, yeah, I think it's obvious we're pretty much tanking, but at the same time, like, we know there's fishy stuff going on. There's, you know,
Yeah,
maybe call it a conspiracy theory if you want, but something's rotten in the state of Denmark and how the Mavericks moved Luca last year and somehow wind up with the number one pick.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's crazy. The NBA is weird like that. It's yeah.
yeah. I just wish that they would do those drawings in person.
Yeah.
Like do a live drawing so we all see so we don't have to
They used to do I thought they used to do that.
I don't ever remember a time where
No,
they
that
would
was
do
just for
that.
the lottery. That's right. They don't do how many things you get. Yeah, no, it's really weird. So
Yeah, like last year or during the off season for hockey, they did it live, and that was awesome. Like people tuned in. We were excited to watch that. To see us land, I think we landed the fifth pick. It was huge,
yeah.
and so I don't know. A lot of crazy stuff. I think the biggest one is um, we need a little bit more, front line offensive help. So I could see us um, unloading a person or two to get. Yeah, I think is it Robert Thomas from the Blues. I think is who everybody's saying. That would be huge. That would be huge for us to pick up another good forward like that.
Yeah.
But we do need some defense, like some defender help as well. So I don't know. I know, and then a second goalie would be great. We've got one, but I think he's only played in nine games this year so far. And I don't know. Again, I know hockey's not your thing, but
I
it's
don't
fun.
mi I
The,
I like hockey, I'm just not into it that much.
yeah,
Like, I'll go to a game, I'll pay attention, I'll check it out. I just I don't know, like, it's intense, and like I said, I think hockey players are some of the most well-conditioned athletes in the world because of how they have to keep moving and stuff. I just
hmm
60 minutes is a long time to sit and watch 3, 4 goals on average, maybe a few more. Like it's not, it's chaos. And I don't, it's kind of like soccer. It's chaos. I don't like the chaos of it when I don't really understand the movements or the offsides or all this other, like football. I understand it. Baseball, I understand it.
well,
Basketball, I understand it. And
that's why
hockey,
that's
I
why you got to learn
understand
the
to a
game.
point, but it's like, there's no real possession. There's no real, like, when you talk, you want to talk about the whole 3-on-3 thing in the Olympics in
hmm
overtimes. I love that because there's so much more space. There's so much more movement that you have to be. It's not just hit it here or hit it there or hit, like, you have to
Yeah.
play, right? And that's where I think hockey gets me is you hit it, around the thing to the other side, and like there's no, movies make it seem like there's an artistry to this game, and watching it now, there's no artistry there. It's just who gets
Mm,
the puck first, who hits the hardest, who's in the right spot at the right time, or who's there when the rebound comes off the goalie. uh, don't get me wrong, there's some highlight reel shots that I'm just amazed that guys put in the back of the net, but like there's no real artistry there.
see, and I'm gonna call you on it. I think that's where your naivete comes in, but because there is so like if you've ever seen a guy sitting in front of a goal and a shot is put up on goal and you don't see the goal, but you don't see the net behind you. There's a goalie there, and you just midair.
But that's not
Eh.
artistry. That's a shot. What I'm saying is the movements. There's no
Oh,
design
and there's
plays.
tons
There's
of
no
movement.
design, rollouts or screens or this, that, or the other. Like, it's
There
just
are.
go back
There,
and forth. And if you get lucky where you're open and you can hit a slap shot from way out, or somebody's there on a breakaway 2-on-1, like sometimes that's artistry, but like it's not consistently that way because it's just so much chaos on the hockey on the ice with
yeah.
the with guys, coming in off the bench, the line changes and things. See, I know the wording of things. I
hmm
just it's hard to follow sometimes
When I
in a
think that's
sense when
where
yeah,
that
like
that's where like the more you watch, the more you get it, the more you start to see that artistry. Because like you see a guy like skate down the ice and then all of a sudden he shoots the puck from like, you know, half ice, center ice, and then all of a sudden people just skate back to their benches. Well, there's strategy involved in that. Where guys line up on the ice when they are in the offensive zone, the defensive zone, when there's a penalty, and keeping a solid triangle or a diamond, depending on if it's 5-on-3 or if you're just a man down. Like there's a lot more to it, and I get it, and that's why I hope for a lot of people's sake, having a team here in Utah, at least for people in Utah, that like the game more, and as
Well,
like
I
Team
don't
USA
mind going
wins.
to a hockey game. I love going to a hockey game. I just it's just
Well, it's for me, it's the same argument. People are like, baseball's so dumb. You just like stand there. There's so much more that people just don't understand about the game
yeah
of hockey, that once you start to gain a grasp of it, oh, it is it's amazing. But
yeah
at the same time, I mean, like baseball is, baseball's the best. I'll say that. And with
yeah.
spring training coming up, or with it already underway, like I'm excited.
I'm not gonna lie. I haven't paid any attention to spring training. I hate preseason games. I know they need to be played because guys need to get in shape and get some swings in and things like that. And other guys are trying to make teams
Hmm.
but everybody that makes a big stink about, oh, this guy did this in spring training. Oh, this guy did.
Oh yeah,
Well, is that guy even going to be on the 40-man roster come the end of spring training? Like, why are we making
yeah.
such a big thing out of this? It's just like, uh,
Well, I think the number of games they played too is ridiculous.
well, it's just like preseason football games. Like, they don't matter, guys. Like, they're not
Yeah,
in the win-loss column. Like,
like as we look at it, there are some teams that have already played 12 games, or sorry, I think Cleveland has played 13 games
spring training to me is cool if you can go down to Florida or Arizona.
and be there in person. Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to sit there and watch every game on ESPN or MLB Network. Like, oh, cool.
Mhm.
Like, I've been to one spring training game my entire life. Me and my dad went to the Cubs spring training opener in like 2017 or 18, something like that. And like,
They're in the Cactus League, right?
yeah, and it's cool. And because it was the first game, like, not all the guys that were going to be on the 40-man or 25-man roster played. Rizzo played and a couple others played, but it's like after the third or fourth inning, half the stadium left because the guys that
Yeah.
they were there to see weren't in the lineup anymore. So
Yeah.
like I said, if I'm there live in person, I think it's great, and I think it's cool to pay attention and watch and be part of that atmosphere, because there's nothing like going to Major League Baseball, like, even if it's spring training. But yeah, like, preseason games in professional sports are the most worthless things to debate about, because it's like they don't mean a darn thing.
Oh well, we beat so and so 10-2. Like
Yeah,
that's
get out of here.
because
It's just
because
like,
like they put the go ahead.
you're on Twitter, so you
Hmm.
see it when all these people start talking about these secret scrimmages in college basketball that happened, in October or September, and these outcomes are like, this team's going to be great. It's like,
Like
shut up. Like, you don't know what goes on in these secret scrimmages. First off, usually it's like one team practices a certain like offense for 20 minutes, then they go to
mhm.
another offense for 20. Like, it's so dumb when I see, oh, Podunk U beat Baylor or
Yeah,
something like that, and it's like Podunk U could be electric, and then they win like 4 games.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
guys, like,
Well,
stop.
it's yeah. I mean, it's legit. Like you get to see a few players that will actually be on the team moving forward. You get to see a little bit of how they're feeling, but especially in baseball, man, like you play 162 games in a year. Preseason matters jack squat. Like spring
Well,
training, it is fun. It's fun to see them getting into the rhythm of things. It's a little more intimate of a setting and whatnot. That's why it's great to be there in person. But like to your point, like I'm not
and the
turning on
races in
MLB.
Major League Baseball don't even heat up till after the All-Star break.
Most of them, yeah,
Like, what are we talking about? I
yeah.
mean, it's just I go on and
Hmm.
on about this. I don't want to keep going on and on about this. I
I get it.
hate preseason anything in any sport. It's the dumbest because people are like, "Oh, my team beat this team. They're going to be awesome." No, they're not. Shut up. Like, just stop. Stop.
Yeah. See, yeah, to your point. Oh my gosh. Hopefully you don't hear all that background noise.
There's a little bit there, but it's all right.
Okay. I'm gonna close my door then,
No, don't
because
close your door. Leave it. It's part of the podcast.
no, it's not, Kyle. Me getting up from my chair is part of the podcast. Um, no, like I was just looking at it. We don't play. I I don't want to say this in a mean way. Um, yeah, we don't play like a meaningful game in the first month of the schedule. We finally play San Francisco April 21st. That's the Dodgers, and then we play the Cubs, and then we play Atlanta like second week of May, then followed by San Francisco, and we don't meet up with the Padres. Our biggest test in the division until May 18th.
We don't talk about the
Insane.
Dodgers on this podcast. No.
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
No,
we
we
do,
don't.
because we talk about winners on this podcast.
Oh my gosh, here we
Guys
go.
who have championships. Uh,
How much money are they deferring this year?
probably, I don't know, $6 billion. I don't know.
Shocker. Shocker.
Big shocker. I know, but at the end of the day, man, it is what it is. So here's a question for you: if UVU ends up not going down, I assume you're still going down to the WAC tournament. Did they hook you up,
No, they
hotel and
didn't pay
everything?
for it. They didn't help me out this year. They haven't the last 2 years. I really haven't asked, but that's because I've been pretty critical of them the last 2 years and knowing what's coming this year and the rebrand and so forth and so on. So I haven't even asked like I did the 2 years before that, about advertising their WAC Vegas ad and
Hmm.
getting that taken care of. So nope, just on my own dime and got a room at the Orleans going down Tuesday, possibly going to go to the WCC title game on Tuesday night, but man, those tickets are hard to come by right now because that's the last time that Gonzaga and St. Mary's will be in the same league because Gonzaga's leaving for that new Pac-12
Yeah.
league. And so, yeah, I was looking the other night at seats and man, there are very few seats available right now on Ticketmaster. So,
Hey, did you see? This will be interesting. I kind of want to go to. I think it's in. Is it Dallas? I think that's where it's going to be. The Big 12 championship
it's in Kansas City.
is in Kansas City. Have you seen? Here, I'm
Yeah,
going to share my
the
screen.
glass floor. That's like
Um,
a digital screen. Yeah, it's crazy. It is.
I'm going to share it for those people that haven't seen it.
I love the people that you can see. It's like a video screen. Check it out.
Yeah.
They can make any kind of thing that. But I'm interested to see. Somebody's going to hack that. So like I hope they have all kinds of security in place, for that thing. But how
Oh
crazy is
yeah.
it if this gets hacked? Wow, like that could be bad news. But could you
Yeah.
imagine playing on that when it's not, you know, like if they're gonna make it all digitized during games, like that'll be crazy.
Yeah. I don't get. I don't like. It's cool and fun, but why? Why
And then they'll
spend?
do oh no, it's an advertising piece too. So they're making a ton of money off of it as well from sponsorship stuff.
Yeah. Have we heard like how much it costs or anything like that? Because
No, I haven't seen anything like that.
I'm assuming if you get some big boy that gets tripped up and lands on it, I'm sure like initially there won't be issues, but over time
I
those
bet
panels and things are gonna.
there's gotta be some kind of like film or floor type that covers it so they have traction on it because you can't just put glass there because you're going to slide all over it. There
Yeah,
has to be something that they put on top, that
something.
makes it so you have traction, like a regular basketball court. So, yeah.
What's happening? Sorry, I'm getting this like look from my wife as she steps
Hi,
in.
Mary.
Kyle and the podcast say hi.
Oh, hey guys.
She says, "Hey." She comes in like I'm in
She's
trouble or
really
something.
quiet tonight. Why is she so quiet tonight?
I don't know.
She
Oh, hey,
angry? Dude,
Peanut.
close out your thing. Like, we don't wanna see all that.
I'm going to. Hold on. How
When
do I
we
stop
move it.
sharing? There you go.
Gosh, figure it out.
That's the burnt peanut.
The burnt peanut, is that what you said?
Dude, yeah, it's this streamer guy thing where he has like instead like a lot of streamers like when they're playing games they'll have like a video on themselves and like maybe a green screen so it's just their body.
Yeah,
Well, he has it set up to where like the camera hits him, like captures his eyes and his mouth and implants it on this like character peanut.
weird.
And it is the weirdest thing in the world.
Roar.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hey,
Good morning. It's not good morning.
Morning.
It's not good
somebody's coming to
morning.
interrupt our podcast.
Rory, it's the evening. It's nighttime. It's
He says
bedtime.
it's evening, it's nighttime, it's bedtime.
Good morning.
Uh,
Oh, it's
nice,
awesome.
Rory. Nice.
It's awesome. So
Yeah.
how's Coop doing? Is he gonna play baseball this year?
No, we're not gonna sign it. He wants to play. He actually wants to try golf. So
Mm,
with my brother, we're gonna start giving him some lessons, taking him over to my brother because my brother runs the Copper Club golf course. If anybody
yeah.
wants to go play 9 holes or 18, you go play the Copper Club. My brother Jeff runs it. Tell him I sent you. And he's the head golf coach at Cypress
Right.
High School.
Good morning.
They've won 4 straight region titles.
Good
So yeah, he wants to try golf.
I'll be honest. I think so. I think Coop's a lot. Has some similar stuff that Blythe has, right? Um, I don't know, just some like
The biggest
Blight.
issue for Coop is that he doesn't have siblings that are playing other sports so that he can
Hmm.
go play sports with, in the yard and chase. And, we started late. Heather and I got married late. And, just so, yeah, that's a big issue for him.
Okay. I was gonna say with Blythe, we have him playing baseball this year, but depending on how it goes, it'll probably be his last year because
Yeah.
he was diagnosed with autism a few months back, and it definitely kind of explains some of the issues that he's had. A lot of it is like I don't know, just uh, he hyperfixates on things,
Yeah.
right?
Which
So
maybe
like,
something that we need to get checked out with Coop because he has some of the similar things.
and he's very high functioning, but when it comes to being on a team, like he strikes out, for instance. Like growing up, like you strike out, you get out, and you're pissed. You make an error, you're pissed, or whatever. But like he will hyperfixate on it for the rest of the game, even though like you have people coming up try to be like, dude, it's okay, you got it, shake it off. He just, it's like no matter what, like he can't overcome it until like you find something else for him to hyperfixate on, and that's where I struggle. So we're gonna try it again this year. We're gonna try having him pitch and potentially catch. That allows him to like stay focused in on something else the whole time. But he does really well. But it's just for him the whole team aspect of it, and it's difficult for him. He doesn't make friends very easily, and so we'll see. But if that doesn't work out, that's what we've thought about is doing some sort of a sport like golf or swimming or like track and field or something like that, where he doesn't have to rely necessarily on other people
Yeah.
um, to be good at stuff. And he's very athletic. Um, so I don't know. I'd be interested if you start getting Coop into it. Let me know. I've actually got two sets of clubs.
Yeah. We got clubs. My Heather's nephew gave us his set, or her sister gave us her son's set, because he doesn't want to play golf. So we have a set. He just, we're going to get him started, and he's been to the range a few times, and he really liked it. So
You guys have a pretty good sized backyard to be able to like hit
yeah,
plastic
we can
golf
take
balls
some
around and stuff.
plastic golf balls. I've thought about getting a net, the net that we had for like baseball and stuff, and setting that up. Um, yeah. So
Hmm.
yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that's the plan. He's not gonna play baseball. He's really struggling basketball this year. I think he has plantar fascia on his right foot too. So we got to
Oh,
get that checked out as well because he's been walking, you know, um, walking funny on that. You know, it hurts him at times, and so yeah, we'll see what happens. But I think it'll be
Yeah.
good for him to have my brother as a coach and um, go from there. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. Oh,
Interesting.
we've gone for 45 minutes. I'm pretty impressed with just
Well, I mean, you did talk about your trip that you never bothered to invite anybody on, and you know, I
no,
know
I was
some
taking
some
Rob on
some of us
his
could have
trip.
used
I
the trip.
invited you to Vegas, but you probably aren't going to be able to go because you got to do things. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, we got to figure out something sometime.
the thing is though, we went to Applebee's. I will say this, and we stopped at McDonald's one morning just to get breakfast sandwiches because we were on the road. The
Hmm.
rest of the time, we did not eat at places that we have at home.
Yeah.
You, on the other hand, would have taken us to In and Out. Maybe we would have went to Gordon Ramsay's at Caesar's Palace because you always go there when you go to Vegas. That's as bad as me going to Giordano's when I go to Vegas. Okay, so
But is it a bad choice though
what?
to go to the places that you know and like?
Well, why not try something different sometimes? You only go to Vegas every like once or twice a year.
Yeah. The problem with those trips to Vegas is like half the time I'm waiting on you to figure out like what your schedule is.
That
So like
is, you
no,
know,
just listen, hear me
I'm
out.
at
Hear
the
me out.
games
Hear
from
me
noon
out.
until like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I know, and that makes it a problem. The only like if I were like I want to go try some of Gordon Ramsay's other restaurants. But
Why? What's so special about Gordon Ramsay? Go to the other restaurants that don't have Gordon Ramsay's name on it.
we went to that one Mexican place with
One time.
hey, listen, I'm a creature
I
of
did
habit.
tell I did tell Rob this though. One of these years, we have to go to Vegas. We have to save up to go to the Golden Steer just one time.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
Lobster tail and steak for days. Like,
yes.
but it's like $100 to $200 a plate. So, like I said, we have to save up to go to that place one time. Like, I just want to go one time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all for that. We just yeah, we need to plan it a little better because in past years we haven't planned very well,
Right.
and like we end up at like crappy 9-hole
That was so
golf
bad.
golf courses
Well, the
on the
problem is
strip.
all the Vegas golf courses, if you're not a resident, they charge you almost like double to play
Hmm.
18 holes. So,
Yeah. I would
ugh.
like to play at the Wynn Resort. That would be
Oh, the one right there behind, like on the strip type deal. Yeah.
yeah, that
Yeah.
one that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we were talking about it. Like, we need to make it like a once a year thing where we go, whether it's to like a spring training, type deal. I know Danny and those guys from Elko do that, so I don't want to copy it, but I do want to copy it because I like that, or, a weekend where it's like, we could get a baseball game in, we could get a college football game in, and we could get an NFL game in. Like one of those cities where
That'd
that
be
happens, and
yeah.
have some golf in between and stuff like that. So yeah, once a year, just a guy's trip to go do it, and plan it out, save up for it, and go do it and have some fun, right? And
Yeah. The other one is do the baseball trip up to the Northeast. Just hit up as many stadiums as you can.
yeah,
Fly into like Boston, hit up a Red Sox game, go down to New York, catch a Mets Yankees game, go to Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington D.C.,
yeah.
and then I feel like I'm missing some.
Pittsburgh's there.
Well, Pittsburgh's on the other side of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but
Like,
I mean, it's only like a 2.5 hour drive from Philadelphia, a 3 hour drive from
yeah.
Philadelphia.
But
So
but anyways, just like catch like 4, 5, 6 games in just a couple days. Like
yeah,
you could fly into Boston, or fly into like Albany, go to Cooperstown, then from there hit up all the games, or do it in reverse order where you end in Albany and then,
yeah,
or you end in Cooperstown and then fly out from upstate New York. But
yeah.
yeah, add that in there, or the spring golf trip to Myrtle Beach. That was fun a couple years ago when I did that. Because there's, dude, so many golf courses there, and there are some of these resorts where it's part of a whole package. if I remember correctly, we spent like $750 a person, and that was lodging, 2 meals out of the day, like breakfast and lunch, all covered, 2 drinks, and a round of golf, 4 rounds of golf. So like 5-night stay, 4 rounds of golf, all your like breakfast and
It
lunches
can't be
covered.
a trip though. It cannot be a trip where it's something that my wife would want to do. Like those have to be like you said, a
Oh yeah,
baseball trip or a
yeah.
golfing trip with like some college football or something sport. It has to. That's
Oh,
what.
so your wife would love to just go and like sit in a cart all day, or
No,
would she
no. I'm
golf?
just saying, like in general, like where did you say South Carolina or whatever when you went?
Yeah, yeah. It's Myrtle Beach, so it's like South Carolina,
Myrtle
but
Beach is a tourist attraction where she would want. That's
uh,
someplace she would want to go. So,
yeah. Heaven
like,
forbid we take our wives so that they're happy. Heaven forbid.
well, that's what I'm saying. We're talking about a guy's trip here. We're not talking about the wives' trips.
I know, but
Like,
it could be a
guys,
guy's trip, and we just tell them like, "Hey, we're going golfing." We don't need to necessarily tell them
I
where.
don't want to take my wife on a trip where I'm going to be spending
You don't have
half of
to.
my
She
time
doesn't
at
come.
the golf course.
She didn't have to come. She's not invited. Heather, I apologize, but you're not invited. Right here, Heather, Mary, no. There, see, done. Done.
Anyways,
But I'm telling you, that trip, I had 6 rounds of golf in 6 days, and the courses versus what we have out here, like even some of those like, you
well, we
know,
could do that. We could
cheap.
do that in California, in Southern California, and go to baseball games too.
Yeah, well, we could go to baseball games out in South Carolina. There's AAA teams there.
Triple, yeah, the Carolina League, right? The Carolina
Yeah,
League.
yeah, we could hit
So
up those. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It would be fun, but the problem is golfing in Southern California is a hell of a lot more expensive.
it is. I know it is. Yes, I get it. So
So, okay,
we'll just
we'll
have to
figure
figure
it
it
out.
out. Yeah, we have to plan it out and see what happens and go from there. So
Yep.
anyways, everybody, thanks for tuning into this episode of the No Sauce podcast. Danny, we missed you. Sorry. Enjoy your trip wherever you are. But softball season starts up next week. Wow. Wow.
Oh man, I'm glad I'm
Yeah.
not playing.
I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. My body's really out of shape right now, so I don't know how it's gonna go and how it's gonna feel, but we'll see. But good times as always. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next episode. And make sure you hit the like and subscribe.
Hey,
As
and
always.
feel free to send Kyle some more throat lozenges so he gets the sausage out of his mouth.
Yeah, it's
It'd be
still
really good.
burning a little bit.
Just help him
So
out.
good times as always. See you later.
See you guys.